Audio issues. Just a quick test from everybody. Someone say something. Make sure this works. It is not. Excuse me, everybody, as I work through all these issues and try to make sure that a lot of these things happen. Someone talk again? Okay, so that's coming. Yeah, so that's coming through here. Yep, they should be able to hear you now. Fantastic. Let me know if there's any issues there, but that should be all good. Welcome, everybody. Apologies about all the issues. Technology just hates all of us, so, we collectively have to deal with this. Didn't realize you picked Protean in between sessions. Or animal? Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked because I'm so flustered by technology. Welcome, everybody, to today's session of Hallstatt by Night, Thief, Scholar, Commander. We'll start by introducing this wonderful group of kindred, starting with Matthew Deacon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris, aka the Unemployed Writer, and I'm playing Matthew Deacon. And through the light of God, hopefully, we're going to feed some Zamisi to the Salubri tonight. But we'll see.
We'll see. This is Theo. Say hello, and now say goodbye. I'm Jonno. I am playing Kage, your friendly local La Sombra. Only the void is darker than I. I am the embodiment of shadows. So yeah, something like that.
Hello, I'm Nova, and I'm back.
You can go.
And I am playing knives for you today.
And I am Ethan, the storyteller of this wonderful group and this story. So, before we get back into the story, we'll have a very short recap. And again, I invite our group of kindred to, correct me on any notes they've taken or add anything to what I say to this recap that they think is relevant or important for the group or anyone else. Let's begin. Knives is missing. The group made their way through the Second Inquisition base, each battle a bloody slaughter. The group took an occultish wand from the room before finding a disturbing study on the suspected killer, labelled the Pyramid Killer. This strange liquid Lukas has been investigating is revealed to be snake venom. After some more vicious battles, Matthew Deacon burned the armory and as the group escaped, blew up a large part of the base. Lukas and Demetia forged a potential alliance through their similar outlooks. Meanwhile, Kage and Matthew had a heart-to-heart that even if their ideologies differ, they were glad to have met each other. That is, before they found another young woman killed in similar fashion to Rhiannon. Adelaide summoned them all for a job, which they hesitated at. They came to a deal eventually. She doesn't kick them out of town and offers them money if they escort 3 Tremere through Hallstatt, Obertraun, and Bad Alsi. So let's rewind a little time before we get into that and see how Knives escapes their current predicament. As we last left Knives, they were dashing past these 3 Second Inquisition individuals, heavily armored in this lights blaring red to white in this sort of science fiction-esque hall of this Second Inquisition base, holding this ivory and bone dagger that was found at Rhiannon's death site that hums and sort of buzzes in her hands. And as she looks back, blinking past them, she sees the lady in red just wave her hands as she passes by them, keeping up with her and turning these 3 humans into just red mist and coating the walls in this big spiral as she follows Knives throughout the base. So Knives, I will ask you where your intention is at this moment as you're dashing down these hallways at blinding speeds. 50 meters per second is the speed that you travel. It's incredibly fast.
I am just running
Hmm.
as fast as I can, booking it. I know I can't blink anymore, so hopefully I see no one else as I'm just traveling out and into probably the most obvious place I can think of that is safe from here.
Mm.
And I'm aiming for that, and I'm just running.
You blink and run quickly. I believe you have fleetness or some other celerity active at the same time.
Yeah.
So you are moving rapidly, inhumanly quickly, as you pass your way through again and again down these hallways, perhaps losing track. Without Demetia to show you the way, it's difficult to find where you need to go. All of a sudden, I'm going to... So the blood in your body is going to shift, and a shiver sort of runs through your entire body as you begin to feel this strong choleric, this passionate resonance flow through you all at once. And as you do so, your speed picks up, your celerity becomes empowered, you move faster, and you shift around the corner. And as you do so, it leaves you instantly, all of a sudden, and is replaced with phlegmatic. You slow down, you become sluggish, you become lazy. And as you do so, you turn the corner. There's a man there. He's heavily armored. He sort of takes a look at you, holds his hand up, and simply says, "You shouldn't be here." And he turns and looks to something off to the left. And you hear this sickening sound, this raking, this flesh being torn and blood dropping to the ground. And that's when the phlegmatic resonance becomes really heavy in you, almost like your blood weighs like iron and tries to bring you down. What would you like to do in this current moment?
And he's still standing there?
He's standing there like shocked. He's looking at something off to his left.
Is there any way I could like scoot under his legs or to around the side of him?
Yeah, you absolutely can. As
While
you...
also
Hmm?
trying to put the dagger in my pack?
Yeah, it's quite easy to put the dagger in your pack. As you do so and try to like let go of it, it sort of yanks with this strong magnetic pull. As if it doesn't want to be put away, and sort of yanks your arm slightly. And as you're doing so, you see it off down where this man was looking. As you slip past him very easily, he's stunned, he's shocked. You see what Lukas and the other group saw earlier. It's the two ghouls. This is the front. There's a firefight that has been taken place here. It's the front of the base, the very entrance. Two ghouls that have been defeated in a firefight. But what the cameras didn't pick up, and what you do, is that they are, as I described last week, smeared in blood, and these ones are ripped open quite easily with powerful, you're not sure, claws perhaps, or something. And there are inquisitors out there poking the bodies, looking at them, observing. Again, this incredible... suddenly the resonance shifts again. You feel it. It actually comes from your hand holding the knife. The blood is being formed and shaped and given this emotion. It becomes choleric again. The emotion of passion, of envy sort of floods through your system. Again, all of a sudden, you feel energetic, like you could run for hours and hours and hours. It shifts so suddenly, like you are the ping pong ball on the ping pong table, back and forth, whatever this is. What would you like to do?
I just gotta keep moving.
As you run out past, there are others. They don't even pay attention to you. as a matter of fact, there are people running from this place or observing things. They let you pass, but as you approach one of the car or out and around to the trees, I imagine more to the trees to get out of the base as quickly as possible, there's this incredible weight that comes over the dagger that just drags, if you want to hold onto it, drags you straight down to the ground. And that's
I'll roll with it because I can't let it go, right?
And as you do so, yeah, it drags you down. It becomes phlegmatic again, lazy, apathetic, doesn't want to move. You feel it. You don't want to move either. But there's something behind that. There is a melancholy touch to it, a sadness, a scaredness behind that. And as you're sitting there or down on the ground, that's when you hear it, this strange voice that simply cuts through this silence as they poke the bodies with their guns, looking at them and saying, man, that's fucked up. What the hell? Didn't realize they were here. You hear the voice. Simply says, ah, yes, you will do. And that sound, the ripping of flesh, the crying of people just behind you, only a few meters away. The dagger gets heavier and heavier. Overwhelming melancholy begins to flood your system. Fear, not your own. Whatever this dagger is flooding into you.
Come on, we gotta keep moving.
Mm.
Come on. It's alright, I'll get you to safety. We just gotta go. We gotta get away from here. Lift it up, come on. We can do this.
As you speak to the dagger and almost look at it, you see she's lying next to you and she's holding her head down as well, lying in the leaves next to you. She's frightened, the lady in red. She is afraid.
I hold my hand out to her.
As her hand touches yours, again, choleric resonance floods your system through, again, the energy to run, to move. I'll need you to make a simple rouse check, as the power that she flows through you is more than your body can usually handle, and so you'll need to make just a simple rouse check for this.
Success.
You are successful in this. For a brief second, Knives, you are there, and then you are somewhere else. Standing with the knife in your hand. You traveled faster than you've ever traveled before. Whatever this lady gave to you, whatever she flooded you with, sort of put yourself into overdrive. And you were able to tap into powers that you didn't even think you had or could ever access. You're in the middle of the woods. Nowhere, in the middle of the snow. Can't hear anything or see anything apart from an occasional hoot of an owl. No distant lights. Just wilderness. And that's, again, when the lady, as you're sort of turning around, eventually in this clearing, she appears to you, standing in the snow, bare feet, long red dress, but the chest is clear. You can see the rib cage and the glowing white light just within. And the long brown hair that covers one side of her face that goes down. And she just looks blank-faced. The only emotions you've seen from her are anger and fear. But perhaps it's confusion now. She just stands there and watches you.
I look around to check that no one else is around first.
Wits awareness, please. 4, yes. You know that you'd be able to see. You're very good at noticing these things. You're very adept at tracking people and whatnot, or just being alert. If there was anyone around here, you'd know, unless they were obfuscated. But there's no small things that would tip that off, like footprints in the snow or any cracked branches, anything. You seem to be alone with the lady in red.
What are you afraid of?
She doesn't move her mouth or speak. Instead, she holds up her hand, points it towards the dagger, and like a ripple of melancholy goes through your body. Fear, it is.
Oh shit. We fucked up. Where do you need to go?
You get a ripple of choleric again, of feeling, passion, only momentary, as she again points at the dagger in your hand. The ripple travels through your blood.
I look at the dagger as much as I can. How far can I pull my hand off it, really?
At this point, you can now bring your hand off of it. There's no magnetism holding it to you.
I didn't see what was behind us either, did I?
No. You just heard the sounds.
Shit. And is there blood coming off this?
No. It is
So
quite clean, actually.
Is there any runes on it? Any writing?
There seems to be, but no language that you would understand. Very, very old, this thing seems to be. It's made of bone and ivory. So it's, animal crafted. You can assume that this is hundreds, perhaps thousands of years old, whatever this thing is.
Shit. I don't know what to do with this. Come on, you have to help me. I let you free. Because no one should be locked away. But I don't know what I need to do with this.
A feeling of lightness, of sanguine, goes through the blood. Flightiness, a skip to your step. Not quite happiness, but a feeling of being free. But then is quickly dashed by the melancholy again. It's so strange to be bounced around with these emotions that are not your own.
How about we get you to my friend's place and we can find a solution that way?
A sanguine response. Not quite happy. Satisfied.
Okay, and I'm going to start heading to Dimidia's house.
I'm going to need wits survival to figure out where you are and what direction you need to travel, because you're in the middle of nowhere currently.
It's so good. And I'm at full hunger, so I can't re-roll anything.
You could risk it if you wanted to, but you might fly into a hunger frenzy.
I rolled all threes.
No successes? You are lost.
See, she successfully rolled threes.
That's true. You are lost for some time. You can re-roll again. It just means time passes, is all. You can retry rolls. It just means some time passes for you to try it again.
Oh, I lost one.
How do we go?
They were all fours.
Okay. More time passes, which fits nicely into our timeline currently. Being lost in the woods throughout. The lady in red occasionally appearing and looking at something, like holding a leaf or observing a rabbit or something in the distance. After some time, she will sort of look at you and hold out her hand.
I hold out my hand.
Mm-hmm. I will need. I'm going to ask you an important question. Do you allow her to possess your body?
Yes.
It's a strange sensation. If you've ever seen Get Out, it's like falling back into that void, into that darkness, into a cinema where you're the only one seated and you're watching a film of you holding out your hands. Her voice kind of croaks in your own throat, but she can't quite speak. And then instinctually, almost like a robot, turns and starts walking. And it takes a long, long time. But it's oddly peaceful. You're alone with your thoughts. And you only need to observe. Like I said, it's like watching a film or reading a very detailed book where you could put it down at any time and think about something else. Is there anything Knives is thinking about with this time?
She's so nervous.
Mm.
She's finally contemplating, like, maybe this wasn't the right thing, but she is lost and she knows how to admit defeat when she's in front of it. She also just realized what stupid thing she just did, but she also wants her to be free.
With a successful drive check, the Wraith is able to bring you back to Hallstatt after many hours. Many, many hours. It is wandering through the woods and just snow and trees, and your mind wanders through all these things, what you might have missed, but it doesn't really matter. By the time you reach town, is the same time that our group will be wrapping up discussions with Adelaide. And you stand on the edge of town, Knives, with this thing that sort of appears, it jolts out of your body, and you sort of, as if you are waking up from a terrible nightmare, jolt up. And it stands next to you, just observing. No emotion on its face. And simply points across. So you can see one light on in Adelaide's bakery.
That wasn't where I wanted to go.
You get a slight choleric feel. Anger, perhaps?
Oh. She takes off her coat and, like, puts it over her. Does it stay on
goes
her?
straight through her. She
Weird.
is there, but also not quite there. Perhaps not in your way of being there, I suppose. She's an apparition, but she can still interact and do things.
Okay, if I put the dagger in my bag, is she still there?
As soon as you look away, put the dagger down, she disappears. Seems like she does it when she wants to.
Okay. I'll put the coat in the bag as well and just walk towards. I run because I've been walking very slowly and I hate that. Hate it so much. I like running. I run everywhere. I go for runs in the morning, in the night. Okay, obviously while it's dark, but whatever. We don't care about that anymore. It's just the human feeling of just running and purposefully breathing in and out, a structured, methodological go. And there she runs.
While Knives takes the brief run to Adelaide's bakery, we cut back inside to Mr. Deacon and Kage with Adelaide, who is wrapping up the simple dealings. She simply says, as she takes a sip of hot blood from a teacup, as she's put away her butcher's attire for now. Yes, it's just 3 Tremere. All you have to do is take them across Hallstatt, Obertron, and Bad Alcy, see them out of town. And that's it. Simple.
So, where are we going to meet these 3 Tremere from Munich, I believe you said?
Yes, they'll be coming from Munich. They'll be traveling through Hallstatt, just on the border, out on the road. She gives you the exact location, westward of
Right.
Hallstatt.
And I guess they're just going to be dropped off, or we're just going to see them there? We're going to find them there? Or do you know those details?
They should have their own car, but they expect one of you, or whoever I send, I suppose, to travel with them to keep them out of trouble, and then to put them up for a night. The next night, take them out of town.
Very well. And the payment was a boon each, right?
I can certainly do boons. Lukas asked for money, which I can do as well. A major boon each. How does that sound for each of your group?
Sounds good to me. What about you, Kage?
Yes, I think that will do just fine.
Very well. Sounds like we have ourselves a deal, Adelaide.
She holds out her hand to shake on it.
Matthew shakes.
As you both grab each other's hands, someone you haven't seen in a while bursts through the front door. Knives, you make your way into the warm with your freezing cold body. And there's a pause in the room all of a sudden.
Knives, are you okay?
Knives, nice of you to show up to this meeting. Better late than never, am I right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Knives is getting a major boon too, right? It's the whole group, the whole. We don't use the word coterie, but the whole gang. Right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't want
Knives.
I don't want anything.
It's fine.
No, I don't.
She stands up, makes her way over, sort of looks you up and down. Knives, my dear, you look dreadful. Do you need some blood or something? Please, come sit down.
Yes, I do.
She takes you, sits you next to everybody, makes her way back, and brings you out a cup of hot blood. If your blood potency is 1, it'll slake 1 hunger for you.
Does it say me and Matthew haven't drank ours yet? Maybe seeing how she looks, I might push our cups over to her as well.
I'm sculling mine back so fast. It's dribbling about my face, and I'm trying to clean it up.
Adelaide sort of averts her eyes.
I look down at my cup and I look at Kage passing his, and I see Knives drinking that, and I'm like, he's already drunk some. Passes it over to her as well.
She snatches it, just inhales it.
Like a ravenous beast starved in the woods, indeed. You can slake 3 hunger as each cup is enough to feed you. Yeah, you look much better now. More colour.
Yes.
Well, I hate to cut this short. Adelaide, thank you very much for the blood. Thank you very much for the deal. We got to fill in our friend here about what's going on. And I'm sure she has some wonderful news to tell us about her own expeditions tonight. So, without further ado, Kage, do you have any further questions?
No, that's all from me.
All right, very well. I bid you adieu.
Well, good night then. She gives a concerned look to you, Knives, and then gives you all a little wave and begins cleaning up everything as you all exit the shop.
And as we exit, walking away from the building.
Say, do we have a car, or did Lukas take off with it?
Is Lukas still with us, or is he?
Lukas will be called away on important business in the hospital. So He'll be picked up by his ghoul. You'll still have Lucas's car to drive around.
Cool.
And
I'll
the
just look,
driver's seat.
yeah,
You-
I'll look to Knives to ask her if she wants to drive, and jumps in the driver's seat. Okay.
You're
alright.
okay to drive Knives?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
You seem a little out of sorts.
Well, at least I'm not out of sorts every day.
She seems
Alright,
fine.
Yeah, all right. You gained a little sass, well, a little more sass while you were out, huh? We're worried about you, kid.
I just went for a run, it's fine.
Knives,
Yeah.
as you sit in the seat in the shotgun, you see her, legs crossed, just looking at you for a brief second. But when someone else opens the door to sit inside, she's gone.
I'll say, well, don't know if you want to tell us about your night, but ours has been pretty eventful.
You have the dagger.
Oh, do I?
Sorry,
I
what?
look around. I said, I don't know, do I? And I look around to see if there's anybody else
Don't
around at all.
Don't tell me you lost it.
Could it?
Okay. All right. I'm sure Lucas isn't going to be too happy about that. Neither is D. Okay. That's we'll put a pin on that for now.
I'm
What you
kidding, I
need
have
to
it.
know. Oh, okay, you have it. Okay,
Mm.
cool.
Don't
Cool.
toy with our emotions.
Oh, I hope
Sweet
those,
endless void.
I hope those SI goons weren't too much trouble for you.
Oh no. They just
No.
kind of magically disappeared in my front of my eyes.
Yeah, was that you that did the whole
Oh yeah,
spiral killing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Damn! Don't.
I did that.
Okay, I know we're kind of on a bit of a friction right now, you and me. But just remind me, don't get
Oh,
on your
you've got
bad side.
friction. I suggest keeping that to your bedroom, okay?
All right. Okay.
He
All right,
really
simmer
did come
down.
back sassy.
Yeah. Sassy levels times 10. That's what that's what the knife does. All right. So.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I mean, I was really worried that you blew up in that whole mess. I don't know if you saw what happened afterwards. We burnt that fucking place down.
Oh, what a surprise. Isn't that what we said we're going to do?
I know, but when you weren't around, I was worried that you were in there, that we'd burnt you. And then luckily
Oh,
Kage put me to
no.
my senses and said, you're a survivor. And I was like, cool, I'm really hungry and I'm going to go eat. But that's beside the point.
You just know that if I'm not there and you can't see me and shit's going down, I'll just always look after myself first. Like, fuck everybody else. I'm just gone.
Not a bad way to be, I suppose. It's yeah.
If I have a chance to save you, I will, but also I come first.
No, that's fair.
It's like I told you the other night, survival, where I prayed to God that you would survive, not even worrying about this thing that tethered you down. Seems like you're learning, kid.
You all told me to take it.
Well, you wanted it, didn't you? I don't know.
Well,
I
it
think
wasn't
you
for
offered.
me.
Oh,
I just said everybody had a job, and I was like, okay, I'll take it and run, and just run. And then so I just ran, because that was the plan. It was
Well.
a very well thought out plan.
Well, you did your job
like
well
all
then.
of them. Okay,
Your planning
Kage.
techniques are onto it.
Kage, I don't know if you want to fill in Knives on eventful night.
Oh, yeah, where are
We-
we going?
We have
Let's just drive around a little bit.
Okay.
where to start.
I pull away.
Oh
from
yeah,
the
okay.
curb.
I'll show you where to start, and I show her the photo of the dead body that we found in the street.
Oh.
Another body, a lot more messy than Rhiannon. So
It's not Danny, is it?
no. It's
Okay, good.
No
Because I'd
idea.
feel
I was-
guilty about that.
no. Danny's in the hospital, so
Oh, good.
he's nice and safe. It's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
It was quite unsettling though. It happened like quite close to where we were at the time. There was no footprints, no evidence of anyone being there, just her.
I mean,
Like
who
that.
found this body? Was it just
Me and
you
Kage.
two?
Yeah, me and
Yeah,
Kage.
that's why you said nothing.
No, but you're not listening to what he's saying. What he's saying is there was no footprints, no evidence of anyone being there. Now,
I
Lucas,
think she's saying we took a mad look.
I know what she's saying, but what I'm trying to impress on Knives is that Lucas seems to think that maybe this was a practice run. I thought it might have been a copycat, but maybe it's a practice run of trying to do the same thing that they did to Rhiannon, but from a distance. And you know what? That probably checks out.
A practice run. Okay, so we broke into the SI place, which has a knife.
You took the knife, and then they tried with the kitchen knife, maybe, and it didn't work as well.
But
I don't know.
I don't think it's done with a knife at all. Like, how can there be no cut marks? Wouldn't
There
it
was
have
on
to
this
be
one.
like, yeah, okay, I get it. Is this someone just copying it?
That's what I thought, but Lucas seems to think, and I think that this might be true, is that maybe the knife might be a magical knife, and without that knife, they've had to improvise, try
Oh, yeah,
new
well,
things.
the knife has a lady in it.
We all saw the lady in red, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of you did the
Yep.
first time.
Yeah. Not any other.
You
Mhm.
mean that lady, the red Crocs wearing lady?
Someone's losing
Breaking
XP at
my
the end of this session.
Immersion, okay.
You mean that red lady that we
The lady
seen?
in red.
She was part of the knife.
I don't know if she's part of the knife or just tethered to the knife. But she directed me to you. She helped me get back here because I got really lost in that forest. I'm not gonna lie.
She directed you to us.
Yeah, she told me where to go. She went
Like she
right
just said,
this
turn
way.
left, turn right, turn left, turn right. Go
Well,
that way, go this
she
way.
can't talk. She was just pointing me where to go, and
I don't know how spirits work.
she just dragged me along.
How do you know it was us and not Adelaide?
Well, I
Which
didn't
was
actually know where I was going. I said that I wanted to go to Dee's house, and she brought me here. So I was just going to give Dee the knife because Dee wanted the knife.
I think that's a good idea at some point. But you know, it'd be really handy right now. Someone who could talk to some spirits. I am one who can talk to some spirits. But
It's a shame
okay.
Lucas just had to leave.
What if
Yeah.
she's not a
Yes.
spirit, though?
Well, what do you
What
think
if
she
she's
is?
a being?
I think they're one and the same, aren't they? Spirits, beings, things that exist.
Can
No.
you see her still?
She
Well, obviously, she
feels
can
like
point.
it.
Yeah.
She was sitting just here a minute ago before you got in. Wait, who's sitting next to me?
Nobody currently.
Yeah, so I would have gotten the back.
Are you both in the back? Am I a taxi driver?
I would have waited to see where Kage would have gone, and if he
I
went
would've
in the
gone in the
back, I would have gone in the front reluctantly.
Yeah.
But
So you're sitting on her lap then.
well,
No, she's not there anymore.
Not there anymore.
During this time, Knives, you do get a phlegmatic shiver through you. It's a calm, controlling feel.
Right.
She's a good-
So, do you want? Well, actually, I don't know if this would blow your mind or not because you're kind of new. Okay. So you remember the spirit of the spirit of Rhiannon that I saw in the car park of the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we saw her. Well, I saw her again. Decided to follow this time. Everyone else decided to tag along, and ended up in some ice sheets and slid down a little path. And who do we find but a sleeping beauty down there, a slumbering old kindred.
Now we're talking quite old.
Very, very old.
I've heard
if-
that you should just keep them sleeping if you. No one likes old vampires. That's what I've heard.
Indeed, but this one, I think he wants to wake up
want
And
to
Who
wake
cares
up.
what people want? People want us dead. Like,
But
yeah, but yeah, you go,
if
Kage. You
he wants to wake up, he's going to wake up. And we can either be the ones who woke him up or the ones who didn't wake him up. That's where we're at on that.
so you saying someone trapped him there?
I don't know how he got there. It's obviously he's been there for a very long time.
How
And
can you
he's-
just be there for a very long time and not decay?
It's like
because he's
a state of torpor in a way.
sleep for a very long time. You know how you sleep during the day? Sometimes, you can sleep for a very, very long time, depending on how old you are.
Okay, lesson time. How does one wake up a vampire?
Blood,
Mm.
lots of blood, and that will likely trigger a bit
Yes.
of
Issue number 2. He
Yeah,
will be
So
that
we
will-
just
hungry.
steal a bunch of blood legs for a very long time, and then
Here's the thing. I don't know if blood bags are gonna do it because one, this thing is pretty old. I know blood bags don't work on older ones of us, and two,
Mhm.
I would hazard to say that something that old needs something. Well, probably needs something of a finer vintage. If you get
He's
what
going
I
to
mean.
want to wake up and have a big juicy steak, not a can of dog food.
Okay, so you're offering yourselves as a snack.
Oh,
Oh no. That's
So who's said that they would do that then?
Well, it's not exactly something anyone would volunteer for as such.
Have I told you, by the way, Knives, who we suspect might be behind the this whole Rhiannon thing? What it's looking more and more like is behind this whole Rhiannon thing.
I mean, I would only follow facts, but sure, enlighten me.
It's looking more and more like we're dealing with some blood warlocks here, some Tremere.
I remember that name, but I don't say that out loud. It's just
They
monologue.
they deal with blood sorcery of a type, and they have the ability of messing with people's minds. You remember Officer Lucy, how I mentioned that she was convinced that she was saying the same thing over and over and over again? Well, that's messing with someone's mind. Now, if we want to try to confirm these suspicions, Danny has a therapist. And I bet dollars to donuts that therapist is either in league with the Blood Warlocks or is one themselves.
Well,
Yeah,
that kind of seems like racist. You're just saying like all blood warlocks are bad now.
Regardless,
Don't believe me, talk to D.
This is an investigation. We need to follow all leads possible. We need to solve this and find out who did this to Rhiannon.
So just anybody that can do blood voodoo is just instantly
Instantly a
guilty?
suspect, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We need to find out who did this, and we will not rest until we do.
Knives doesn't look sus at all.
Let me put it this way. It's very suspicious, the fact that this body was found with no footprints, no marks around it. From a distance, that tells me it might be some ritual stuff, which they're involved with. Now, that's theory number one. And I look over at Kage with this look of I'm internally fighting right now about whether or not to tell her that we're going to be picking up some Tremere tomorrow night and what my plan is with that.
Facts being, we also have a new assignment from dear Adelaide. We have babysitting duty tomorrow. Now, color us suspicious, but 3 more are coming to town. 3 more blood sorcery warlocks. Now, there's a lot of coincidences lately, and I don't like it.
And here's the kicker. We're not allowed to talk to them. We got to give them shelter. And they're going to be doing something that we're not allowed to look at or interfere with.
Oh,
That's
so
ringing a lot of
she's
alarm bells.
setting us up.
Well,
Possibly, actually.
possibly.
It's hard.
Did that not go through your head?
That did cross my mind, but I would like those Tremere to no longer be a problem. Now, how do you feel, Knives, if I was to suggest that we side with someone in this whole war and royally fuck the other one over?
How would you feel if I was just like, oh, what if I royally fucked you over?
I wouldn't feel good, but you know. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna rip the fucking band-aid off. All right. The idea was floated around about we got these
Bit of a 2 birds, 1 stone solution.
babysitting duties with these Tremere sleeping Prince Elder
I got
under
a
the ice
quick-
sheets that
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So you think they'll just let you fall in a icy hole and be like, yeah, this
No.
is just where we're hanging out tonight?
No. We can get in without going through sliding through the icy hole, right? We were able to find a way out.
Yeah,
of
you
that.
found a secondary entrance.
We found a secondary entrance in the now. That's part that will be the planning aspect. This is just the macro of the idea. We take him, our prince. I don't know why I keep on calling him prince. The sleeping. Do you know what a salubri is? The sleeping kindred. The sleeping kindred gets fed a nice snack of
I
3
thought we were
Tremere.
just all kindred. Like, there's types?
Well, different clans. You know, I'm a Sedite. He's a Lasombra. You're what are you?
Don't know.
The Sombra, hence the camera won't bloody focus on me.
I just thought people were saying random words. I don't know.
Oh, it's like your clan, like whoever your sire is. It's like a family, you know, or a bloodline. You belong to whatever bloodline your sire came from.
What do they call people that don't have a family? Are they orphans or?
Yeah, there is a word for it, caitiff.
I guess I'm one of those.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
You're just yet to grow into your own.
Anyway. So we're putting some Tremere in a hole. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
that's the
there was
general idea.
some. The salubri are very tasty, from what I hear. So I don't think it would take much to maybe let it slip that, oh, the salubri under the ice. And then when we bring them there, it's when that's
You're
when
doing that voice, Matthew. You're making that voice, and I don't like it.
That's when I
Spit it
will
out.
wake him up and then run the hell away while he tears through those 3 Tremere. We've woken this guy up. He's going to be grateful. But the problem is we're going to be burning a bridge with Adelaide, which I don't particularly care about because Adelaide hates my guts because I side with Isaac. So that's it. That's cards on the table. God's honest truth.
It's an old riddle. Say you're on a tramway. On one rail, on one track, you've got 3 innocent humans. On the other, you've got 3 blood sorcery guilty as hell kindred. Which one do you run over with the tram?
Because
Clearly, Matthew.
We're going to have to wake up the Salubri because Kage is right. The Salubri is aware that we were there. The Salubri brought me there and is aware that we know. And he is going to wake up at any time.
He's seen us all.
We have to do this. And Kage put it in such great terms. It's either these 3 Tremere or 3 humans that have nothing to do with any of this bullshit.
Or he comes for us, and we're
Or
the
he comes
third.
for us.
We're the third track.
Kage, what did Lukas say about this plan?
It was briefly discussed before he had to take off.
Do I have the bit of paper?
We
Yes.
wouldn't have left it there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say you
Yeah,
do.
well, I'm like, whether or not he took it with him or not. Yeah, so I'll just say, look, you can find out for yourself. Risky, but the rewards divine.
Pull the car over. Actually, I think I would have pulled it over earlier because I was starting to get a headache from this conversation and I couldn't focus on driving anymore. So I take the paper and I read through it. What does it say?
Oh, don't don't make us try to remember this conversation.
Lots
on
of
a paper.
things.
You people didn't take notes while I was sick.
Give it a,
I know. I mean,
a
it's
general
basically-
overview.
It was just generally like, what do we do about this? Like about this thing, and Kage saying like, you know, what benefit is there for us? And then suddenly there's my writing which says, idea, 3 kindred, 1 hungry sleeping elder ? And then that's when like there really wasn't much context behind it other than like just that, like, you know, risky but the rewards are divine. This is pretty much the
I just hand it back to him because it fucking says nothing.
you wanted to know what he said. That's what he said.
I don't think this is a good idea. I think we're being set up.
Oh yeah, we're in the middle of this right now. Either way, we are pulled into another vortex, another storm that we don't want any part in. Now, what I'm suggesting is we control the path that we get spit out rather than leaving the fates to decide whatever Adelaide has in mind for us. Now, that's all I'm suggesting. Now, I'm fairly confident that Lukas was behind my plan. I'm fairly confident Kage believes that we might have a shot at doing this, but we just need more planning. Now, the question mark is you, Knives.
I feel sick just thinking about it.
I'm tired of whoever's behind this always being one step ahead of us. It's time to kick up the dirt and see who comes crawling out.
Yeah, create a big ruckus. Would I know about diablerie and how because memories come through the diablerie, right? Like
Indeed.
Okay, so I would know that.
Mm.
And the other thing is he drinks from these 3 Tremere. He's gonna know everything they know. And if I'm right, if Lukas is right about how they might be involved with this and Rhiannon, we're going to know one way or another. Because they're sure as shit not going to tell us anything. Now, Knives, I understand this is a lot. And I'd understand if you decided that you wanted to walk out on this, you know, wanted to get away from me because I creep you out or whatever. But this is the situation we find ourselves in.
To be fair,
And I'm giving you something that other kindred often don't. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a choice.
you weren't there. You didn't promise to help wake him, so you could walk out of this scot-free.
Could.
But we've been there. We've seen him. We've walked away. So we need to go back. He is old and he is powerful. And he would destroy us. And we know it.
And if he wakes up, no, not if, when he wakes up,
Knows he's there.
things aren't,
Who knows he's there?
as far as we know, just us.
But if we
That might
fail to
change.
wake him, there will be others.
He'll send another messenger out.
This is the one advantage almost that we have on whoever is behind all this. Apart from that, we've been playing into their cards. They're always one step ahead of us. All the evidence always destroyed and tampered with.
And if something that old wakes up, what I want to impress on you right now is if you're not with it, I would highly suggest you run away because there's no stopping a force like that. Things are going to change, and they're going to change dramatically.
What is he gonna do
I
if
don't
you
know.
wake him up?
I don't know.
Isn't that too risky?
But as Kage said, we don't have a choice. And at least we'll be the enemy, the friend of this powerful being for when he wakes up, rather than the ones that ignored him.
I think I'm having a heart attack.
You can have a heart attack, kid, when you... And I'll
But I know what I could have. Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay. I think it's a panic attack, but that's okay. Take your time.
She's been through a lot tonight.
You're not giving
Maybe.
me enough facts. There's just assumptions, and I can't.
This moment, there's this flickering as soon as you yell, Knives. There's a flickering of the car's lights in and out. The radio flicks on and starts to swivel between stations.
I forgot about that.
Mm. And
Oh, I'm in focus. Sorry.
lands that's fine. And lands itself on this old sort of jazz swing station where it lands and stops. And when Knives, you begin to sort of calm down slightly. The lights slowly flicker back down, but when they do, Kage sitting beside you in the back of the car is the lady in red. Her eyes looking, her single eye, I should say, looking at you as her right side is covered with this long brown hair.
I see her looking back at the rearview mirror. I go, that's not me. It could be me. I'm sorry. In regards to the radio being fucky. Because I just assume she's kind of looking at me like, what are you doing to my radio?
She says nothing and does not move.
I know it's a lot, Knives. I just assume she's puzzled, and still thinking about our conversation, maybe. Because she's just looking at the rearview mirror.
I didn't even notice like the stereo or anything. I guess I just assume it's Matthew playing with it. Nothing I say is going to change your mind, though, right? You're on this path.
No, you're not right with that. I have a path I'm leaning towards, but I find it's going to be hard to convince myself and, dare I say, Kage against the fact of, at the very least, that we have to wake him up.
So we could do humans. We could babysit these Tremere, let them come to town, let them leave, and then find some humans and feed them instead. But then the Tremere possibly get another 2 steps ahead of us.
The Tremere get a few steps ahead of us, and some innocent souls have to pay for the price. Ones that had nothing to do with this. Ones that had nothing to do with this life.
What's the time, Ethan?
Almost sunrise. You'll need to retire very soon.
There's this therapist that's worth checking out, but I don't think we'll have time tonight.
What time are we meeting up with the Tremere? Is it fairly early?
Fairly early, but if you
Right.
wanted to check this therapist character, you would have enough time to do so, wherever they may be.
How about we get a good day's sleep and we check out this therapist lead and see if any more signs point to Tremere.
Yeah.
Give you some more evidence, let's say. See if we can find anything more that supports our theory.
Yeah.
With that, I think Matthew will nod to everyone. He'll get out the car and he'll phone Kira and ask for a pickup.
Easy enough. They are at your beck and call. You get picked up within a few minutes, about 10 minutes.
I
He
think
was
I'll walk
leaving
away.
Kage, the homeless man, by himself.
I can run home. It's not.
Kage's
far
not
from here.
homeless. I'm the homeless man.
Oh, right.
I have a home not too far from here.
Okay. I'll drive you there.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Lovely. Our kindred retire for the day. And the sun rises. I'll get you all to make a rouse check as you sleep. If you wish to heal any aggravated damage, it's an extra 3 rouse
yep.
checks.
I'm going to heal myself some willpower too.
Yes, don't forget,
Yeah,
start
we
of the
get our
session.
willpower.
Start of the session, you get your
Oh, start of the session.
you
Okay.
get your willpower back, superficial willpower back, equal to composure or resolve, whichever is highest.
Hunger success. 1 gain. 1 gain. And 1 success. So I gain 2 hunger.
Nice.
And I heal 1 aggravated hunger. Leave 1 aggravated damage,
Health.
leaving me with 1 remaining.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can only do 1 every night.
Cool.
And the sun rises. It reflects off the snow. A lot of people apply their sunscreen, their big jackets, make sure they don't get sunburn against any of this. A body is found by the police the night before. Curfew is being established, even stricter than before now that these people have gone missing. The newspapers, the news reads, Emma Ingenberg, another student, musician, same age as Rhiannon, same university, was targeted and killed last night. The police are putting together suspects and lists and are beginning to be more heavily armed in this case against such strict laws. And it is as the sun falls, just before curfew begins, that our kindred awaken. Go ahead.
Sorry. Question out of game, kind of.
Of course.
Just looking over my stuff. One of my merits, I think it's called,
Yes.
is I got a law sheet, I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow of Yesterday. Once per story, you may write a letter to Montano asking for a single piece of information about Camarilla or Clan of Sabra. How long would a letter like that take to go away and come back? Would I have an idea?
As far as I'm concerned, last I checked, Montano is in Europe nearby, so it wouldn't be that long for you to get a letter. Perhaps maximum 2 days, 2 nights.
2 days. I might not have an opportunity to use it, so I'm thinking of possibly sending one to ask if he knows anything about the 3 Tremere that came this way.
Absolutely.
even though in 2 days' time it might be null and void, but there could be something in it. Could I send that out last night?
Yep, absolutely. Not a problem at all.
Cool. I was scratching it off now.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I will make a note. Get a response from Montano at some point. How exciting.
I'll put it. Oh, you're making a note, so I don't need to put it in
Yep,
general.
not a problem.
Cool.
Oh, if you could make an extra note just in case, just to doubly remind me, that would be amazing.
Here we go. I just put the chat of yesterday in the general.
Fantastic. This is when our coterie reawakens this night. Some of us are a bit hungrier, a bit healthier, a bit more on edge, perhaps. But tonight, things are happening. And the beast knows that. Every one of your beasts knows that. And it is ready for you to rely on it. And for it to take its due diligence, its just desserts. To feed, to destroy, to take, to survive, to thrive. And it takes some time. Is there anything our kindred want to do alone before they regroup?
I would like to have my morning reflective meditation, reflect on the task ahead of us.
Fantastic. Let's have a check while you're doing that. We'll have, I think, composure resolve is the general, unless you have a performance in meditation or something like that.
Let's. No, my performance is something else actually. It's
Yep,
sort
we'll
of
have
dancing.
we'll have composure resolve then.
Need to re-roll one of them. It's just 2 there.
2. More and more each night, your head becomes foggier and foggier. It's more difficult to concentrate. Things aren't piecing together the way that you'd like them to. Usually your jobs are very in and out in the past, but this is becoming a complicated spider web of red string and names, places, things. There's something to all of this. You know there is, and you can't keep your mind off of it today. Perhaps you're a bit more on edge this night.
All right, I'm gonna go grab breakfast on the way to where we're meeting, which I'm gonna guess is near the wherever the therapist is located.
I think we're going to regroup and then try and figure out where that is.
Okay. We would have discussed a regroup thing.
Yeah,
surely.
yeah, no problem. Knives, you can probably pick up everybody quite easily as well.
Did
Want
we
me to roll for
discuss?
breakfast?
Before I head out, I would like to just have a quick word with Kira.
Absolutely. Kira's right there for you as you wake up. Foolishly prepared breakfast for you, and then, sets it aside, but doesn't give it another thought. Just puts scrambled eggs with some nice Austrian sausage and a bit of gingerbread with some orange juice. Sets it aside down there and says, "Good morning, good night."
Good
Sorry,
night,
my sleep
Kira.
schedule's all messed up.
Yeah, thank you, by the way. Feel free to just have that yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to let you know I appreciate everything you've done so far, and how about you? You mentioned your sleep cycles all over the place. How about you just take the night off, eh?
Oh, this is the first, Matthew, but I mean, if you insist, I'll happily take it.
Yeah, yeah. But if you don't mind, could you just do me one little favor for tonight? Just one.
Of course.
I just need a little bit of a pick me up, if you know what I mean.
Of course, not a problem.
Thank you. And I because she's resting tonight, I'm gonna take 2 hunger off her.
Yeah, no problem. I imagine she shoots up or does the specific thing that you require, and then you feed off of her. You can take 2 hunger. She's badly rested, but she's healthy. So 2 blood, you can recover 2. And you know
Would
that
that
she
incur stains, by the way.
you are
'cause she's my touchstone.
harming a touchstone, but it is voluntary. So we'll just say
She
two.
said yes.
2 stains. Just 2. You know
2
it's wrong.
stains?
You don't like to do it, but you need to do it. And she
Exactly,
did
that's
give
why
you
I said-
consent. So it is less heavy upon your mind. It is
Cool.
pleasurable for her as well. The kiss for
Mhm.
kindred to humans is very pleasurable.
For sure.
Knives, is there anything you would like to do before we regroup?
Did we have a strict time we were meeting?
ASAP, I'm guessing.
Then yes.
The night is burning away.
Because if we didn't, I would have gone to see Alexa first.
Yeah. You can quite easily send I imagine you have a phone and Alexa's number,
Mm-hmm.
because Alexa's very tech savvy. You can ask them to meet you first thing, and
Yeah.
she can come and talk to you instead of
Okay.
you having to travel all over the place.
I'll go see her.
She stands out in the cold. I imagine. Where would you like to meet her, actually? Just a back alley somewhere.
Yeah,
Mm.
I guess.
She's bought this large grandma sweater today. Usually she's in very strict binding, like tight leather outfits, like very party sort of, very Berlin party sort of aspect vibe. And but today she's wearing very like loose, warm clothing, and she's standing there with her long, gangly limbs up against the wall. Again, she has one of those blood smokes that she's trying out. She sort of is struggling to flick the lighter on. And as soon as you arrive, she sort of puts it into her mouth. She says, nice. Yeah, you got a light? Mine's not working.
I checked my pockets. They probably don't have one though.
Does Knives have a light?
I don't think so.
Okay, no problem.
She don't like fire.
I don't know why I keep doing these stupid things anyway. How are you?
Why are you
You-
still messing with those things?
I don't know. I just keep hearing people saying that the new smash thing to do if you're bored with
Smashed.
I don't know. It's with the trends, I guess.
Oh, you're beautiful. I love it.
Just try and have a good
I do.
time.
I know. I'm going to ask you a question that might not give you a good time though.
That's becoming more and more common these nights. Go ahead.
Do you know anything about the Tremere coming to town?
She pauses. The only sound you can hear, if you could, is the snow hitting the pavement below you. As a matter of fact, no.
Fuck. It's like my one lifeline I had left. Don't tell anybody I told you this.
Yeah, that goes without saying, especially with this subject. Shit, Knives, what have you got yourself into?
Adelaide.
Right. That witch. Hmm. Let me guess. You have some dealings with them or something. Probably exchanging something.
I don't really know. Really, we're just taking them on a tour around the town and then they're leaving and we're not allowed to talk to them, you know.
Interesting. Tour around town.
Probably not the town though.
Not from Vienna by any chance.
Did they tell me?
I think we didn't say in character, but I don't see any reason why we wouldn't have mentioned they're from Munich.
Is
You would know.
him.
They're coming from Munich. But it's up to you whether you want to reveal that or not.
I think they're from Munich.
Huh.
What does that mean?
Makes sense. From what I
Yes.
hear, Munich's fucked.
Isn't everywhere fucked?
Not quite. Not yet.
So Rhiannon's body had its body parts missing, but there was no cut lines. And then there was that girl that got murdered last night, but she was all split open. So something weird's happening there. There's this sulfur smelling stuff coming out of people's mouths.
There are some weird things going on around town. I saw this really badly obfuscated Nosferatu stalking around town the other night, but I didn't approach them. It was the strangest thing. Definitely not Ridley. Too tall, too gangly. They weren't doing a very good job at it.
Normally I see most people creeping around.
I imagine you do. Eyes of the eagle.
Ears. It's all about listening.
Is that right? Okay, whatever you say.
Heard anything else around?
Depends what you want to know. There's a lot of things happening in this place. People are very on edge. Smallest thing could light it up like Mr. Fawkes.
Mr. Fawkes?
Guy Fawkes.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone celebrates that.
Neither do I. But here we are.
Okay, do you know anything about Julian?
Yeah, I like Julian. Nice guy.
Yeah, so nice. He said he was going to kill me.
You must have really pissed him off then.
I did, so you should tell him nice things about me next time you see him.
All right, I'll put in the good word. He's a really nice guy when you get to know him. Takes good care of Lars. Those two are
Yeah.
inseparable.
Do you know who kidnapped Lars? Or
I wish I did. Poor
that's
kid.
an interesting case.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am just trying to think of what I was saying. Oh yeah, and under Rhiannon's nails was salt.
Salt.
Yes.
Well, you're standing on the biggest and most popular salt mine in all of the earth.
Do
so-
you think it means the mine though? Because that seems very just so obvious.
That's Ridley's domain. You'd have to ask him. I think he'd know
Well,
if anything went on.
talk to him. I don't think he likes me very much.
He doesn't. He doesn't like anyone, but that's just him.
Okay, I need to go. That is as much as I know for now.
You should keep your head down for a little bit, Knives, until all this blows over. Munich is just the beginning.
What do you know that makes you say that?
There's a reason the Tremere are, well, here now.
Do you think the Tremere are doing this?
I don't know what they would have to gain. Seems very random to me, but then again, I don't get their blood voodoo stuff. I don't know how it works. Maybe. Anybody could be behind it.
I was hoping that you were going to help me way more than this. I'm sorry. I love you so much. And she just hugs her.
She hugs you as well, gives a big smile, slips something into your pocket, and then... All right, have a good night, Knives.
She just keeps holding on.
Okay, you've got to... We've got
debated.
places. We've got places to be. Come on.
I know. Okay, I love you. Bye. No pet her cheeks.
She sort of scruffs your hair. She's very
I'm not a
tall.
dog. God. No, also I didn't fix my hair. God damn it.
When this is over, you and I, Berlin, red light district. It's gonna be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and you can pick my outfits for me because it'll be way
Absolutely.
cooler there.
Absolutely. That's without question. All right, go, go, go. Shoves
Here
you
we go.
off.
She just like stumbles backwards.
Okay. So, our coterie will regroup in the car and discuss their next moves after we have a 5 to 7 minute break. And we can discuss our plans in that break and then get back to it. So, stick with us for a little bit longer and we'll be right back. See you in just a moment. We are live again. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. We're going to get straight back into it without wasting any time. So, our group of independents regroup in the car. Knives is driving. I'll leave the scene to all three of you.
Right. So
Where-
we're going to the hospital, yes? Find Lucy.
Yeah, I'll talk my magic to Lucy and mention about how I'm sorry. You know, I want to repent about. I need some help. You know, my kid. I've just left my kid and my wife back in New York, and I need some time. You know, hopefully away from. That's gonna be the problem. Is if Danny is there, then yeah, we'll figure it out as we improvise like jazz.
I'm trying to
Now,
think.
Knives, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but it's getting close to go time. Have you had to think?
I'd rather at them than people.
Oh, that's what I thought. As I said, the office still stands. The ancient didn't see you. You can just walk away from this.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide.
Okay. As long as you don't stop us, we don't have any problems.
I don't like it.
I know. But think of it as a prelude to the rest of your own life. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to do that you're not going to like. Swallowing this bitter pill is going to make it easier to swallow the next, and the next, and then the next. Till eventually, well, you'll be free from all of that shackle you down.
Can we die?
What,
Do
by
we
doing
actually
this?
Die?
By doing this or just in general?
Do kindred just die? Where do we go
Yeah.
when we die?
That's the eternal question, isn't it? Maybe a question for Lukas, not for me. Well, I believe we go into God's kingdom, really.
And I believe that there is an endless void of nothing that awaits us.
Do you believe that after like Lukas talking about the spirits and how they're missing and all that? Like, they're not wavered in your head that maybe they don't go there?
What, the heaven?
Yeah.
I
There's
think it's been
somewhere-
pretty obvious, Knives, that my vision of Christ and God is very different to the Orthodox version. Let's put it this way. There'll be a day of reckoning. And when our God comes back with that day of reckoning, I'll be by his side, faithfully serving. Now, the things of heaven, of the afterlife, that doesn't concern me much now. What concerns
Okay,
me is the
anyway,
here and now.
We're driving somewhere. Where are we going?
Hospital, I believe.
Yes,
Now, Matthew,
hospital.
do you need us there with you? Is the question. I don't know how much help we can be in a brightly lit hospital.
We're
Yeah.
hiding.
Just keep an eye out. Keep me a distance. I know if Danny sees me, well,
I think it would be fine as long as she doesn't see me.
I did stick my fingers down her throat, but
Yeah, she wasn't really with it.
that's true. All right, let's go.
Okay. The coterie drives through the snow up towards Bad Alcy. It's approximately 10 to 12 minutes drive. Not that far. Through the mountains, through past all the trees, across the lake. Hallstatt Sea. And it's a particularly clear night tonight. No clouds, just the moon and the stars. Out here, there's so little technology and artificial lighting and such that you can see great vistas of stars above you. It's beautiful to look at. One might get lost in it sometime. And when you arrive at the hospital, you park in... since you've been here and you know where the security cameras are, you know where the perfect spots to park are. So you take that opportunity and park there.
I look out for Penny and Jacob's car. Is it parked in there?
It is not here tonight. As a matter
Thank
of
God.
fact.
All right.
Right. Let's not waste any time.
Let me work
Get
my
out.
magic. Got to be useful for something, right?
I wait until everybody's gone in a little bit, and then I will text Alexis and be like, "Who is Poodle Kane? Can you please find out?"
You get a winky face back. Semicolon, close bracket. And Matthew Deacon, you get out of the car, make your way into the hospital. As you're doing so, Lucy Constance is at the front. She is organizing something with the nurse at the front desk. They're talking to each other. She's sorting everything out. And the perfect opportunity to speak to her is as she actually wraps up her conversation, turns to go. She looks exhausted. She looks exhausted and emotionally drained.
I come up to her, put all on, as per usual.
Yeah, there's
And I
only
just say-
a few people here, but they all have your attention within just a moment.
Officer Lucy. Oh, I thought you were going to take some time off. Are you? You all right?
Hello. I'm off duty. You can just call me Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Okay. Richard.
Richard, right? Thank you. Yes, my daughter's just been put in for some things. She's slowly recovering. She's okay. She's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear. I hope she continues to stay on the mend.
Thank you. I took your advice, especially with everything going on, and taking my leave now because my daughter needs me.
Yeah. Good. Good you took my advice on that. I know I apologized that night, but I'm going to apologize again for pushing my religion onto you. That wasn't fair. Do you want me to be frank?
Yes, please. I'm very exhausted and I need to get some rest.
Hey, how about just take a seat and I'll grab you. I'll grab you a drink from the vending machine.
Thank you.
Well, what's your poison?
Just an iced coffee of some kind, please.
Yeah, grab the nice coffee.
Yeah.
Pass it to her. I'll just say, maybe hearing about somebody else's, pardon my French, fucked up life might, I don't know, help. Give some mutual therapy here. I'm a little stressed out, not just by this case. I got put here, got pulled by my commanding officers to go across an ocean to here. And caused me to miss my custody trial with my ex-wife.
She, as soon as you say that, she instantly turns towards you, cups her knees together, puts her hand on your back, says, "Oh no, Richard, I'm so sorry."
I've been killing myself this whole time. I chose my career over my little girl. What kind of monster does that? Don't give me sympathy. I don't deserve it. That's why I sought solace in God, thinking I was one of his warriors. But I don't know. It's been weighing a lot, very heavily on me right now.
I understand. I've been there too. I was lucky to win mine myself, actually. Very lucky.
That's one thing that happens during a divorce. They become vindictive. Both sides, actually. I was just as vindictive as her. But try to be better people now. Anyway, look, I was hoping you could help me. You mentioned about how your daughter was seeing a therapist. I think I need to see one. You know, this case. Oh God, Rhiannon was her name. Now this other one, Emma. They remind me so much of my girl, what she could be. That it's getting to me. I need to. Are you able to give me the contact of who your daughter was talking to, just so I can?
Since you related to her on such an incredible level, hitting straight home, no roll necessary. She reaches into her wallet, pulls out this small card, which is this white with a sort of golden lettering over it that shines in the light. She hands it to you. Yes, of course. Please take it and make a booking as soon as you can. They do wonders.
Is there anyone in particular at this joint that you'd recommend?
It's just him.
Oh, just him.
Yes.
Sorry, what's the name on the card?
It simply says Dr. Eli. E-L-I.
Dr. Eli. Okay. I'll actually grab out a notebook and start to write down the bits on the card. And then she stops me to just say I can keep the card. I'm just gonna write down the.
Yeah, she says you can keep it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We've got it all saved on the phones anyway. It's fine.
Thank you. Lucy, once again, I'm sorry about your girl. Did she tell me her name?
She hasn't yet. No, she just said my daughter.
Good. I'm sorry about your girl. If she's anything like you, she'll be a fighter.
She's certainly fighting well, which is good to see.
Listen, I mean, as awkward as this sounds, I feel like you're my closest friend here in this new place. I barely even know you, and I offended you the first night I met you. Look, if you ever need anyone to talk to, just I jot down my number, give it to her. I'm just feel free to give me a call. You don't have to. Just be nice to unwind and not think about all this stuff happening.
Thank you, Richard. It means a lot to me. We don't have a lot of, with everything going on, we don't have a lot of people to support us. Thank you. And
that's okay. No, thank you.
Take care of yourself. Yeah?
Yeah, you too. And you take care of that little girl, all right?
I will.
And I'll walk away.
She stands up, thanks you for the iced coffee, makes her way back to her car. You make your way out, watch her leave, then get back into the car of your own. I'll need both Kage and Knives to make wits awareness checks, please. Contrary to our last session, not many dice rolls, so I think we'll have some now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! 5.
Dang, 5. Okay. Four. There is a it's very subtle, but you do notice it. Before Matthew Deacon gets into the car, it sinks slightly. Like there's a weight on it. It just goes down. You can hear something under your feet, something scratching, but you don't see anything.
Is that Knives or me?
Both of you notice this at the same time, almost.
So I've gotten in at this point, have I? Because that's when it's happened?
They feel that, then you get into the car.
Yeah, as soon as I get in, I just, very cold, just throw the card on the dashboard. I'm like,
I will hop out, because we heard scratching underneath, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I will hop out, and with hand on my knife, I will look under the car.
You see it with your wits awareness check. This thing flattened itself like a fat. It's got two long, gangly limbs for arms and one long tail that's wrapped itself around the exhaust of the car. And it has these sort of wings that are made of human skin between its arm and its body, and it is wrapped itself around the bottom of the car. And you can see two eyeballs, like like on the top, like a manta ray, sort of turn towards you and look at you for a moment.
I'll instantly. It's gonna be under the car, but I would see like try and slice off the ice.
Yeah, a
Just
dexterity
yeah,
melee, please.
Cool. I don't trust that thing. Dexterity melee. That's
Whatever it is, it appears to be made of human flesh, bones, and skin.
Hell.
1, 2, 3, 4.
With it's just a knife, right?
I do have my combat knife, but no, I was thinking just with my katana because
Yep. So that's
I need a bit more extra reach. So I'll just.
Do you want to kill this thing? Because you can quite easily do so.
Yeah, I was basically going for the eyes first and just kind of slashing through it as much as I can without like cutting the tires or anything.
Yeah, easy for you to do. You're very skilled at this, and this thing, even if it is pressed up against, you're very confident in your sword skills. One slash through, you actually push the body out from under the car, and it sort of rides. You can hear this sort of high-pitched screech as it rides amongst itself, turns up on its back, and like curls its hands inwards, much like a spider does when it dies, and its tail kind of flicks up into itself. And it dies there beside the car. Mr. Deacon and Knives, you hear this screech and you see this thing flail and then curl up in on itself and die.
Was another
Bags in the
eyeball-
trunk.
Pop the trunk, could you, Knives?
Pop it.
Another present for Lucas. I'll get the bag and I'll kind of, put my arm and turn it inside out so I don't have to touch it. Kind of like scooping up dog poo. I'll like kind of.
Pretty large, so it takes a bit of effort and a bit of time. It's about the same size as about a human torso, approximately.
I'm gonna double bag this bitch.
Yeah, fair enough. It's quite large, so you sort of put it all into the bags and then just stuff it in the trunk, close the trunk. That should do it. It's definitely dead. You cut it like quite badly. And you get back into the car.
Well, that's something for another night, hopefully.
Yeah, we
Reach.
got Lucas a little present. Sorry, you were saying Knives.
I wasn't saying, I was just reaching over and grabbing the card and looking at it.
Golden letters on a white card that says Dr. Eli, and it just has an address. There is no phone number or anything, just an address.
Perfect. I start driving there.
It takes some time. Is there any conversation as you get there, or are you driving as fast as you can?
I think I would drive as fast as I can within the limits of not being chased by the
no problem.
authorities.
You are alert enough to know when to slow down and know where they usually patrol and such, working together. And after some time, you wind up this mountainous road. You go to Obertraum, and you have to wind through to this 2-story manor.
It's the creepy lady's house.
It is not, as a matter of fact. It is not Schloss Grub, the Grub estate, but it is this other manor, sort of in the center of town, but it's directly sort of north of the center of town and is by itself, if that makes sense. So it's like directly north from the center. Like there's a straight road that almost leads through there to it. And it sits on a hill above the town, just looking, observing with this one single light on that sort of almost like it's this being looking down upon you and observing your approach as you wind your way up. The gates are automatic. They open up to your car as you arrive. There is a small car park for 3 cars. but there are no cars parked here at this moment. It's a very gothic manor, very old, a little bit. One half of it is a bit more decrepit than the other. There's a few spider webs and such, but the other side is very clean, very pristine. And it appears like someone has really taken care of the snow in this area. There's none on the roads around this section. And you park the car just out the front.
So, what's our plan?
I thought a
Let's see.
doctor needs to see a counselor.
Hmm. I could search this house while you have your meeting.
Yeah. Urgent. I need an urgent talking to when they recommend it to me. Either that or I come by on the guise of being an investigator. Probably
Being an-
easier for me to talk that way.
Indeed, but more of a wall could be put up. Like there might be less he wishes to indulge to an investigator. Just another patient, he might be more like the show any true colors he'd be nurturing.
I got an idea.
An idea.
Why don't we try both?
Okay.
I start off first as somebody who needs help.
Mm.
And if that doesn't work, well, I'll work my magic. You know how it is.
How it is.
Knives, what are you doing?
You want to come search with me?
I look at the house. Do we think he's kindred?
It's what we want to find out.
No, but do we think he is? Because what if he can see us?
Well, then all this talking is for nothing. So I get out of the car and go towards I leave them to just decide what the fuck they're gonna do while I just go ahead and do my usual distraction.
You step up towards the front door, and as you make your way up this grand stone staircase with these columns holding up this top of the front, it has this door knocker of, you're not quite sure. Actually, it looks like a lion if you don't look at it very closely, but once you start to sort of observe it a bit more, maybe it's not a lion, but you're not quite sure what it is. And before you can grab the door knocker or knock on the door at all, the door swings open for you, slowly creaking its way and letting light sort of bathe you as you do so. There's no one behind the door. It is just opened by itself, it seems. Perhaps electronic? Not quite sure.
I look at Knives because I assume we can see this from the car and be like, you might have been right.
I'll look back at the car and then I'll walk in.
Are the two of you following?
What's that say? Should one of us watch over him while the other searches? Right. Let's sneak in then. I'll obviously obfuscate and whatnot.
Do all your things? Yeah, no problem. I imagine, Knives, you're the one going to obfuscate and look over Mr. Deacon while Kage searches.
Yeah.
Lovely. Activate your abilities. The door is already open, so it's quite easy for you to get inside. Knives, I imagine, Kage, you're doing an outward perspective.
Yeah, I might see if there's like a window or something I can go sneak in, like maybe on the older side where the latches might not be as, like, it's a bit older. More
Absolutely.
movable.
Yes, you have Soaring Leap, you have Silence of Death, you can quite easily make it to the second story, you have Break-In specialty. I will get a Dexterity Larceny. Actually, Dexterity Stealth with your specialty and Break-Ins. This is your specialty.
Cool.
Mr. Deacon and Knives, as you enter this room, it's large. It is a single room with a staircase that leads up, but the back wall is like a library. It is just this huge wall of books. And the second story appears to lead into certain bedrooms and such, but it also, both floors have those ladders that have the wheels on the bottom that can move between. You can look up at these book areas. Off to your right, there is these beautiful red couches by a fireplace. That one is for lying down and simply speaking to whoever this is, while the other faces it. Empty, the fireplace roars gently in the background with a little flicker, not enough to make your beast rise or run away in fear, but to add to the ambience of the place. There's a lot of candles lit in the area. And as you step inside, the door gently closes behind you. And that is when, Knives, you hear a voice behind you. Simply says, "Ah, so the child of Hakim has finally come to do battle." As you
I turn him.
You don't hear this, Mr. Deacon.
Okay, I don't hear.
Only Knives hears this.
Is it Poodle Cane?
You turn and it is.
Fuck!
This man with the cane that has the head of a poodle at the top of it, made of ivory, in this coat. This wisp of smoke about him. He has a big smile across his face, a wry smile. "I was wondering when you would find me. You took your time. So how shall we begin, child of Hakim?"
When I look at him, is he looking at me?
He is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There is a pause. He raises an eyebrow. "Oh, now that is interesting."
Who are you?
I am Melia Doctor, Miss Ravenna. You
She's
really
frozen.
do not know, do you?
No.
Oh, what a shame of a bloodline you've become. Oh well. That just makes this easier then. And all of a sudden, he vanishes before you as the second story door opens up and the man steps through on the second floor. In front of you, Mr. Deacon, he's on the second floor by the books. The same man that Knives has described earlier, but you see him now, tall, wearing black pants, suit pants with black shoes, and a long cane made of ivory, the poodle's head carved into the top, and a coat with golden buttons, and his hair slicked back. He steps in and says, "Ah, Mr. Deacon, welcome.
Dr. Eli, I presume.
So lovely."
It's Poodle Cane! It's Poodle Cane!
I put my hand out.
Do you reveal yourself? If you do that, you will become unobfuscated. Knives.
Yeah, well,
Yep,
he
you
can see
appear.
me, so it doesn't matter.
He goes,
I
"Ah,
put my
I have a visitor as
my-
well."
my hand up and I just say, "Yeah, I figured that. I remember the descriptions well." Well, that answers one question. And the fact you knew my name, well, all right. How about we cut the brass tacks? You're aware of what's been going on in this city, this place, obviously.
A lot of terrible tragedies, Mr. Deacon. Yes, and I know you because you've been buying my, well, merchandise for quite some time.
How about we just keep that between you and me, eh?
Oh, my
Professional
apologies. Yes, let us keep this professional. Would you like to have a seat? I can get you some blood if you wish.
I would love to have a conversation with you, good sir. Is it Dr. Eli, or is that just a name you go by?
Just a name. Let's stick with Dr. Eli.
It's
Or just
better than Poodle
Eli.
Cane. It's better than Poodle Cane, which is what I was calling you before. I sit
Quite.
down. I sit
Kage.
down and I look at Knives and I'm just like, Stepped into something we probably shouldn't have.
Kage, how many successes?
Got 3. I can do some willpower if I need more.
3 is enough. It's a frigid, cold night, so it's a bit hard to do, but you do manage to open up the window on the second floor and make your way inside. And as you do so, it's warmer in here, closing the window behind yourself. You find yourself in what appears to be a menagerie of exotic animals. There are so many strange things here. There is a black cockatoo. There is a lizard that you've never seen quite before, Komodo dragon. There are, possums from America that are strangely colored. There is this white cobra in a small little glass container. There are frogs from across the sea. So many things that you've never seen before, ever. It's quite impressive. And all the animals don't sort of see you, but don't really pay attention to you. You're sort of a new thing. They observe you up and down, and then they go back to eating whatever it is. The snake goes back to eating a mouse, the cockatoo, chipping the wood away from its little perch.
Very strange indeed. I might go to a different room then.
I'll need dexterity stealth again as you make your way through. Knives and Mr. Deacon, you sit down on this long red couch as Dr. Eli makes his way down the stairs with his cane. He sets it up against the chair nearby and makes his way over to what looks like a little Scotch, like whiskey table that has all these things. And he pops it open and drops this thick blood into each glass. Smells the vintage. And then he sort of reaches in, plucks some things out of the blood, flicks them aside, nods, and takes both the glasses to you, hands one to each, and then goes back and pours himself another one. Does the same thing, picking up these things out of the blood, flicking them aside, before he comes and sits down by the fire, crossing his leg, and leans back.
Wow. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to be so forthright.
I'm surprised we haven't met earlier, Mr. Deacon. We've been, benefiting from business some time.
So, Isaac, no? I'm guessing you know me through him.
Yes, I am quite familiar with Isaac, and he me, for reasons you know.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
What
Very well. You seem
reasons, though.
We'll table that for now. That's not part of what we're talking about right now.
Business, Miss Ravenna. Business.
Business you don't want any part of. Trust me. Okay. You seem to know quite a bit about me, and I know next to diddly squat about you, other than the fact that you're a therapist for a Miss Daniela.
That's right, yes. That poor girl.
Yeah, poor girl. You so really what I want to know is, if this is a get to know you type of thing, tell me about yourself. How long you been here? What's your... You just like helping out poor young girls?
Before he answers, Kage, how many successes?
2, then I willpowered and got another 2, so 4.
I was going to suggest a willpower reroll in that case. With 4, you are fine. You sneak your way through. You find what seems to be a large room with a bed sat in red sheets. Another fireplace up here crackling away. It looks like there's a book opened up here and seems to have a beautiful red feathered pen, like an ink pen, that has been set aside onto the page. Appears to be drawing some things on there. It's quite a large room for a bedroom, actually. There seems to be a tiger's skin rug as well. Very exotic, a white tiger to be specific. Everything here seems strange and otherworldly, like it doesn't belong.
All right, I will investigate the book.
Hmm. It appears to be written in a language you don't understand, whatever it is, but there are a lot of strange symbols and things throughout.
It's kind of ritualistic almost. Or,
In some
you mean
ways,
the writing is the symbols, you mean?
bit of both. So there's writing in the language and there's symbols as well. I'll get you to make an intelligence occult check.
Yep.
While you're doing that, simply says,
Oh, crit. 4. Oh, wait, no, 5.
5. Okay, this is very old, very strange, paganistic. It seems in its descriptions, very like sacrificial and strange in a lot of ways. But it's very old. You're quite surprised that you didn't know this person was here for this whole time. It's all very odd. Whatever this book is that he is writing seems to be a diary of some kind. It's very it's got a method behind it. Each page is sort of repeated but slight differences, almost like a scientist would with some sort of chemistry test.
I might take this book.
Okay.
I know. I'm a bit like that myself. I'm like,
Mm.
gotta
Add-
take risks.
Add Eli's diary to your inventory, please.
Eli to us all.
He answers the two of you simply saying, I've been here for a fair bit of time, not as long as Mr. Isaac or Miss Adelaide has, those poor two, but it's how I feed, you see. I accumulate my herd of people, I make them feel a certain way, and I take my blood from them, and they feel better for it.
Like dead and in a hospital.
Oh, absolutely not. What happened to these poor girls is a tragedy, an absolute tragedy.
But you just said you were going to kill me before.
Did I? That. Mr. Deacon, I'm afraid some of your friends. Are you. I didn't say such a thing. How strange.
Knives, are you sure you're okay? You didn't hit your head last night?
Are you hungry, miss? Would you prefer something stronger? Very well.
And put the cup down and walk outside.
Yeah, and I'll just say, yeah, I think it's a good idea for you to have a bit of a breather. And I look over at Eli and I'm so sorry. New.
It's all right. Perfectly understandable. This place is very strange to those who haven't been here before. It's all very overwhelming to the senses. A lot of my patients get that way the first time.
I mean, it was a lovely place. I haven't felt any kind of overwhelming sense. You've really put me at ease here.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, so you've been here for a while. You prescribe anything to your clients?
I refer to them to the hospital. It's not my jurisdiction to give them anything, but I can prescribe things from the hospital.
Lies.
Absolutely. Wits insight.
It's insight, and I get a +2.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I always do this every goddamn roll because I feel like I need to. Yeah, I gain a hunger. It's fine. But I get +2 again.
Is this not Poodle Cane Man, or is it Poodle Cane
It
Man?
is the same man that you saw.
He's lying. He's lying. Or he's not lying and there's something else going on with his place. But 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 with a messy critical.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Okay.
He's got a very calm demeanor.
And what's the result of my messy?
Since you don't succeed, you don't really get a messy critical in this case. It is technically a failure.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That is fine. I'll just say, well, all right. Okay, the hospital. Good to know. Do you mind? Kindred the kindred. I like to know who I'm getting in bed with. So you're aware I'm a Sedite, right?
Of course, Mr. Deacon. Ask away.
What clan do you belong to?
I am Clan Toreador.
Toreador. I wouldn't have picked it. I would have thought you would have been maybe a Ventru, with the particular tastes.
Not those degenerates, no. No.
Well, I don't. Oh, sorry, I don't think I mean you any offense. I mean Isaac's a Ventru.
Isaac and I see eye to eye on our business, and that is about it.
All right, I got one final question before I leave you be. You know much about the Tremere?
I know a few things about them. They used to populate this place a bit more than they do now.
Well, what made them leave?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. How long ago was this about?
Only a few years ago.
Oh, a few years ago.
Something must have had them spooked.
Yeah, I went to Vienna, I guess.
God forbid.
Yeah, okay. All right, they used to be quite popular around here then. All right.
Matthew Deacon, can you make a check for me?
Yeah, sure. What do you want me to do?
Can I get composure subterfuge, please?
Composure is 3, subterfuge is 4. I'm not going to rouse the blood this time because
It's already many dice.
Well, no, it is. It's quite a few dice, but I don't want to get any hungrier, and I feel like I'm not expecting this. So another messy critical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
I'm going to ask you a very interesting question. What's the worst sin you've ever committed?
Oh, okay. Now you're gonna have to make me think. Can we cut to somebody else?
Absolutely. Kage, upstairs. You have pocketed this diary. What would you like to do?
Suspicious looking diary. I check like his bedside tables and stuff to see if there's anything else.
Seems to be just a collection of books and paraphernalia.
Anything under the bed?
Interesting. There is something under the bed. You're not quite sure exactly what it is from this angle. You have to probably move the bed, and that would make quite a bit of noise. But I will get another intelligence occult check.
How big does the thing under the bed look?
About the size of the bed.
Oh, okay, that's big.
Indeed.
That's not as good as my last roll. That is a 1. Not as good
A
as my
1. Whatever it is beyond your expertise, and looking at it sort of fills you with this sense of dread and uncomfort, so you immediately look away from it and try to shy away from this thing, whatever it is underneath.
In
this
that
bed.
case, with that, I might go check is there another room after this?
It would be on the other side. You'd have to cross the sort of catwalk above the other two. You would have to be very stealthy to do so.
Ooh.
Or you could spend a bit of time and go outside and around. Or you could go check up on knives.
So I can see you're saying I can walk across. Then this is the same
So
area that
if you
Chris...
stay inside, you can go across a catwalk to the other side of the second story of the building.
Yeah.
You have to be
What would
very
I roll for
stealthy. It would be dexterity stealth. You'd have to be very stealthy to do that. Or you can take a bit longer and go around the outside of the building, which is a bit safer, but it takes longer.
Let's take a risk. I'll do that.
Go for it. Meanwhile, Knives, you're outside. It seems like you're alone.
Bored.
I'm going to rouse the blood and get extra 2, just to err on the side of caution.
Go for it.
Rousing success. One, 2. Oh, is it correct? I got 5, and I can roll willpower more if you need it.
I will check, and I'll let you know if you need to roll more. He's pretty preoccupied. You'll be fine. You slink your way across like a shadow. Luckily, there's not much technology in this place, so it doesn't give you away. There's a lot of candles and such, and books and old things. And you slink your way through across to the other side. These appear to be the more dilapidated sections. There's not much here. There's a lot of furniture and such covered in like white sheets, like someone's moving out or is moving in. Dust is starting to cover this side of this place. There are, yeah, not much of interest here, honestly. A lot of things just covered and hidden or perhaps forgotten about.
Anything that's covered looks like it's been moved recently, like any dust missing off like the floor next to something covered, or
Yes, there is a particular wardrobe that looks like it has been moved recently.
right, I might have a wee sneaky peeky at the wardrobe.
Sure thing. Let's get intelligence, either intelligence, wits, and craft, please.
To
Intelligence,
go to
wits,
Narnia.
and craft. Or
It's your choice of intelligence or wits,
yeah,
or a
and
craft check.
Okay. Yep.
To Narnia.
I'll do a willpower,
No problem.
and that is 4.
4 successes. It looks like it's been moved recently. For what purpose, you're not quite sure, but it seemed to have been moved quickly and with a lot of force. Like it was lifted up and like scraped against the wood underneath. Whatever it was moved this with incredible amount of strength and speed. And as you sort of notice that, you can see and feel the draft as you move it out of the way. It's covering a window that's smashed, but not just the window. The wall all around it is destroyed that leads back out into the woods behind the building. Like something burst its way through with incredible strength.
Can I? Nothing else looked like of interest to me, so maybe I'll head out through there and I'll see if there's like any broken branches or anything around, or any obvious footprints or anything.
As you make your way through, there are definitely broken branches and things, but there's no footprints. No nothing around here, whatever it is. If there were, perhaps they were covered by snow a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was something you were trying to track, it'd be extremely difficult. You can make a wits survival, but it's going to be incredibly hard.
I'm going to maybe table this one for now,
Yeah,
because obviously my comrades are back at the house,
Mhm.
and I might sneak back around the house to the car.
Are you ready, Mr. Deacon?
Yeah.
What's the worst sin? Yes.
I have 2. One is story related that I'm not sure whether or not you need me to probe what that might be. The second one is something that I've kind of put together just as a backup, just in case. So I think I'd ask you, do you want me to reveal this little nugget of information here out of character for everyone, or do you want me to go with the backup?
I think we will save that one for a dramatically appropriate moment. And if there's anything from your backstory that is particularly good.
The worst thing that he did, his worst sin, one of his worst sins, there's plenty of sins in his past, but one of his worst sins was when he was a con man trying to sell stocks. He made a elderly couple give up their whole retirement fund for his stocks, and they became destitute. They had nothing to give to their family, and therefore they ended up killing themselves. And that is probably one of the worst things he's done, because he was directly involved with that, and it was his actions that forced them to take their own lives.
As you're speaking to Eli, he sort of sits up slightly, lowers his head a minute so that you can see the flicker of the fire in his eyes as he watches you. And a slow smile creeps across his face.
All right there, Dr. Eli?
Everything is as it should be, Mr. Deacon. Here. I believe you might be needing this. And he reaches over to the side of his table where there's this old book that he picks up and he hands to you.
Look at it. Is it the book that what's the book?
It seems to be an old book written in Latin. I will get you the exact title.
I start flipping through it and I just say, yeah, you don't have a English translation? My Latin's a little rusty.
Oh, I'm afraid not.
That's what I would
Knowledge
do.
without a fight for it is not knowledge
Not
worth
worth having.
having. Well said, Mr. Deacon. The
Alright.
title of the book is De Excessor Zinandis Obsessis a Daimonio.
I'll say thank you very much for the book, Doctor. Hopefully, I'll earn that knowledge that I will gain from this. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you. And once again, I apologize for my friend.
I hope that we meet again, Mr. Deacon.
Oh, we most certainly will, considering the fact that, well, you know.
I know. And if I can be of any assistance to find the heathen that did all this, you just let me know.
Detect lies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Insight, it's 5. And then I get a +2. And I'm going to rouse the blood again. Succeed. Come on, give me some. Oh, come on. A 1.
A 1.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother to willpower it because I'm pretty sure he'll have more than what I can get.
As much as you probe him, his being, his face, everything about him doesn't move in the slightest. You usually can detect lies quite easily from, like, you know, the usual signs of looking down, fiddling with fingers, all those small things, but he is immovable, a statue. You think he's resolute with what he's done. And
Good posture. Very good posture.
thank you. Thank you. These chairs are very comfortable.
That they are. All right. Toodaloo.
As you take your leave, he stands up, he collects the blood, and since none of you drank any, he sort of pours it back into the bottle, sort of tutting and shaking his head, and simply goes back, opens the door for you, and says, "Have a good night, Mr. Deacon, and make sure that your shadowy friend and your corpse as well get my regards."
I look at the door and I just say, huh. Well, the automatic doors just work from the outside?
I just had them installed.
A bit rickety. Got it. All right. I'll be sure to let them all know.
Have a good night.
Okay.
And he closes the door.
I walk out with knives.
I'm on the doorstep.
Knives. I walk down. I grab your and I just whisper under my breath, "We need to get the fuck out of here right now."
I walk to the car.
Kage, I imagine you are circling back to the car at this point now. You all regroup at the car. And
Drive.
as you're about to reverse and drive out, you see a dark silhouette from the bedroom sort of looking down upon you as you back up and drive out away from the manor.
I'm just shaking.
That was terrifying. Knives. I'm sorry if you think I didn't believe you.
He knows
But you
my
must know.
name. My real name.
Why are you saying Knives isn't your real name? I try to break the tension.
He saw through your shadows, Knives.
He knows my real name. And nobody, except for people in my hometown, know my real name.
Concerning.
Other negative information.
I don't understand. He said he was going to kill me, and then he was gone. He was
I
just
didn't
like
see that.
vanished upstairs.
You're
No, but it's
dealing
like
with
that
some-
first time that I saw him and none of you saw him. What the fuck is that?
I feel like we're dealing with someone that is far more powerful than what he lets off being.
Okay, remember how I said, what if he's a kindred and what if he could see us before we walked out of there? Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be a sassy bitch like that again, okay, please? Thanks.
No, it doesn't matter. He would have seen us anyway. He knew we were there. He knew our names. He knew my name. But that makes sense. Now here's the other nugget of information. I found out what his clan is. Tremere. That's a lie, by the way.
I don't think anyone is in any position to
Mm.
contest that, considering all the evidence.
I found a suspicious journal of his full of ritualistic symbols.
Yeah. I told you, Tremere.
A few other things too, which are very suspicious, but I don't think are urgent on this night. We have places to be now.
Yeah. Things to think on. We need to talk to Lukas about Poodle Cane. Poodle
But
Cane's
for now,
dangerous.
We
I
have,
can't read him, and that
we
scares the shit out of me.
well, we've got 3 more Tremere to go be acquainted with now.
Yeah.
The 6 of us are not going to fit in one vehicle.
But they got their own vehicle, right? They just need a babysitter. Now the question is, who's that babysitter?
If it's saying nothing, then I could possibly be the one.
Knives, you tell us. You stay a good distance away. That means that you're not there when shit goes down. Means you got plausible deniability. And when this sleeping salubri under the ice wakes up, I will let him know you were instrumental in helping us, if that's what you wish. But your hands don't have to be dirty. I look over at Knives, seeing that she's clearly distressed, and I reach my hand up to try to I just gingerly pat her shoulder, and I just say, Knives, it's okay. He knows your name, but we have an ace in the hole. If we wake up to Salubri, he's going to be nothing but a fucking smear in that manner of his. Okay? I swear to God, the first favor, if we only get one favor from this thing, that's the favor I'm asking for, is that we take care of Dr. Eli Poodlecane. Okay?
Yeah.
I will mention at Knives' discomfort at being touched. The radio again flickers quickly back and forth, turns onto some heavy thrash, some angry metal music that plays loudly.
You turn that down.
Yeah, sure.
No.
And I go to turn it down. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll leave it. Sorry, she needs this.
So, if I'm with them, then what? You two lead in the car ahead of us? Knives
I'll
is
be
your
with you.
driver? Oh, you'll be with
I'll
me.
be with you. In order for us to pull off this plan like I'm
Yes.
hoping,
So
I need to be loose lips. I need to talk Pumbaa, as it were.
So are we leading them in our vehicle, or are we jumping in their vehicle? I'm literally just trying to figure out what we're doing.
We're jumping in their vehicle. Knives is going to trail us from a respectable distance. We'll say that we have somebody who is keeping an eye out. It's not that big a deal.
No, of course.
And then I will let slip about rumors I've heard and about a hiking trip I may have had a night or two ago. Maybe you asked me the question, and maybe that'll be enough to pique their curiosity.
I mean, just because we can't talk to them doesn't mean we can't talk to each other.
Exactly. And I own loose lips after all.
All right. Let's fucking go.
After a bit of a drive, you find the car parked outside of town, a very nondescript black sedan, not unlike your own, actually. And it is parked there with lights off but engine running. And as you park just next to it or alongside it, this young woman gets out of the car. She's maybe 26 in appearance. She's wearing a black dress that is cut at the top and has the sleeves that are very long and baggy, and she's wearing a witch's hat and has a necklace of a crescent moon. She runs her way over and sort of stands there. She's got a big smile on her face. She's got long white hair that goes down to her chest and sort of taps against the window. She looks very bubbly and excited.
I will exit the vehicle along with Matthew, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'll just politely nod and not say anything.
No.
Hi, I'm Seraphina. So nice to meet you. She holds out her hand.
I'm Matthew.
So nice to meet you.
I thought we weren't allowed to talk. As I like whisper to her.
Yeah,
What's
the instruction?
Well, I mean, I suppose so. Sorry, I just can't help myself.
No, that's fine. I don't want to discourage you. I just don't want you to get in trouble, you know?
Oh, good. Well, I haven't been told. She keeps looking back to the car as if asking for permission. I mean, I haven't been told off yet, so it seems to be okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm a bit of a talker myself.
Forgiveness rather than permission trick.
Yeah. And I'll just look at the car and I'll just say, this is our backup tonight. That's going to just keep an eye, make sure everything's going to be all good. She's going to trail us. Real good professional. Found her from a really good professional outfit.
Oh, lovely. So who's riding with who? I know there was some strange arrangements with everybody going all over the place, but I'm quite open to anything. Martin and Oscar, a bit more rigid, I guess, is the way you would put it about things. But I'm not really fussed. We can make this work however you like. Whatever's easiest for you.
Well, I would personally love for you to join us in a vehicle, but I look over at Kage and I'm just like, split them up.
I don't know. I don't know if Knives wants that. It's not our original plan. This is out of character, sorry.
Yeah, you can speak out of character. No problem.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I don't want Knives to have to deal with any of them.
That's fine.
I think keep them together so we can keep an eye on them. I mean, make sure they safely get where they need to go. So we jump in with you guys and we take you to your destination.
At least one of us needs to ride in the other because Martin will get very angry if someone rubs up against him in the car while he's reading, and I don't want to deal with that.
We put him in the shotgun.
Yeah, passenger seat. I can ride next to you.
He won't like that.
Huh.
Shotgun's like the best seat of the car.
I look down and I just say, Katrina, do you like the cut of this lady's jib?
She gives an excited wave.
Knives isn't making contact. She's making every effort just to ignore whatever's happening outside.
You know what? How about I make it easy?
Did he say knives though?
Mm-mm.
No, I said Katrina.
Okay.
Purposefully saying, not saying your name. I'll make it easy. Kage, do you want to ride with them, or do you want me to ride with them?
I can take them.
Okay. Sounds like a awesome plan. Get into the shotgun with Nose.
Very well. In that case, she goes, "Oh, fantastic! Please come with me." Kage, was it? I'm Serafina. So lovely to meet you. She opens up the door. This is Oscar. Oscar is this man about 26 as well, very muscular. He's wearing this sort of pale blue, very elegant coat with a big popped collar, and he has this white hair that looks like it's constantly under electricity towards the roof, and has these big looped earrings, and he looks at you with this extremely pale face, observes you like you were something alien to him, and then just looks back towards the road silently. And Serafina goes, "Oscar's lovely. He's very good at card tricks. Martin, this is Kage. Martin is this sort of older, middle-aged man with this white shirt and a black vest over the top. And he's just sitting there with a book on his lap that he's reading. His right hand is sort of circling nothing in the air. And his right hand looks like it's been burnt to a crisp. The skin is darkened and sucked up against the bone, like a long, aged wound perhaps he got when he was human that has never fully healed. And he does not look up from the book at all whatsoever. Serafina keeps talking. She doesn't stop. Well, Martin's usually very talkative, but he's very interested in this book right now. Did you want shotgun, or did you want to sit in the back? I kind of like shotgun, but I'm not really fussed since we're sort of working with you. It's really up to your preference. Shotgun would be preferred for me, but I don't really care. It's really up to you. I mean, I can sit in the back if you'd like, but I have to sit a bit far away from Martin. She just keeps going.
I love her so.
Continuously talking.
Question: do they have a driver?
Yes, Oscar is in the driver's seat.
Fuck. Okay, that's fine. I'll actually look at Knives and give her a look like, don't know what we're gonna do here, and I'll go, oh wait, hang on. I run up and I just say, hey, we actually didn't really decide where we're gonna go. So, I mean, I'd like to go by your preference. Great honored guests. Is there any preference of where you'd like your abode? Do you want to have a little drive around? We can show you some beautiful sights if you want. This is a very beautiful place.
Martin, what would you like? Martin does not look up. He simply says, take me to the hotel, motel, or place immediately. She goes, straight there then, thank you.
Very well. Okay. Now question. This ice area, it's very out of the way.
It is quite off the beaten path, indeed.
Fuck.
She.
I could say to Kage, we could just take them to our hotel, and then you can tell me about your trip after then. But
Oh, don't. And I walk up and I whisper, and I'm like, I don't want them to hear about the salubri.
Sorry,
I say loud now. So don't give them any ideas. You know that nonsense with the three eyes.
Sorry, I just know you're excited to talk about your weekend.
I know. It's fine.
We'll talk about it at the hotel after we drop them off.
Yeah, not with them.
Martin gets out of the car. He stands up, puts his book down. Serafina goes and steps back away as Martin sort of straightens up his back and turns towards the two of you.
Sorry. We'll take you to the hotel.
Yeah, we're just discussing. Yeah, we're just discussing some stuff that's not relevant at all.
He holds up his hand. You will bring this creature to us. Am I understood?
What?
I think
What
you're
creature?
misunderstood.
I don't think I am. And as he clicks his fingers, a fireball appears in the middle of his hand. I need you, luckily not quite a Rot Shrek as he's not bringing it too close, but he holds it there and just lets it
Yeah.
dance.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll tell you. All right, I can do you one better. I can bring you to where I found them.
I'll be like, is it a big deal?
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine. We don't know anything about it. I just happened to come across it. It's fine. All right. How does that sound?
I have very important things to do.
I know. I understand that, but it's going to look really suspicious taking a body with you know what I mean, out in the middle of nowhere. It's old. It's really old. I don't know what kind of traps might be there. I don't have the sight. I can't see any kind of occult, mystical stuff.
I'm going to need manipulation persuasion. This is
Yeah.
going to be a very difficult check, I'm afraid.
May I go subterfuge?
No, not in this case.
Yeah.
You'll need to
That's fine.
persuade him in this case. Because
Persuasion's fine.
he's very resolute and he has a very important job to do.
Can I help at all? I don't know. But
You can add 1 dice if you have a dot in persuasion.
do I have a dot in persuasion? I do not. Never mind.
Okay, you cannot assist, I'm afraid.
Rouse check. I gain a hunger.
Hmm.
but
I
get
am
2 extra
looking
dice.
for 8 successes. Yes. It's possible. I know you can do it.
I mean, I've been doing it most of tonight. Most of my rolls have been 8 successes.
Let's
Come on.
find out.
Just put it on the floor.
Wait, I don't know where my dice has gone. Oh, there it is. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Come on. Okay.
Bad.
All right. Willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
He
No.
just needs 1
1,
success.
2,
Right?
3, 4.
Hmm. He simply says, "No, I am on very important business," and the fireball flares up as he does so. A beacon in the night. You will take me to my place, and you will either bring this thing to me, or we will not discuss it at all. And he puts out the fireball with his right burnt hand.
I look at Kage and I just say, bring them to, and I give them Kira's address. And I'll just say, my compatriot and I, we're gonna veer off. We're gonna go pick up what you need. We'll see you
Seraphina
there.
accompany them. She nods hurriedly. Yes, Mr. Martin, sir. Of course.
Very
He
well.
steps back, sits back into the car, flips his book open, and continues to read. As you can now see that he's sort of practicing something again and again and again. And Oscar sort of eyes you cold and emotionless. Seraphina claps, says, "Okay, let's
I
let's-
am ecstatic to be going with you, Seraphina.
so am I. I think it's fantastic. I'm so eager to learn everything from you. Let's just get in the car and go now, shall we? Let's get as far away from
Let's
this place as
go.
possible. Yes, please."
Let's go.
I imagine she sits in the back. The two of you at the front. Kage,
You know what?
are
I'm gonna sit in the back with her.
great. She sits there like an excited child on a road trip, buzzing. She clicks her seatbelt in.
I
sort of,
just said to her, do you read Latin, by the way? You understand Latin?
Latin? Yes, I studied it for quite some time. I know a lot of
Oh.
languages.
Great, fantastic. And I present her the book, and I just say, what did I found this, and it's in a language I don't understand. I don't know, maybe, I mean, I'm not giving it to you, but maybe you can give me a bit more insight of what this is.
She blows the dust off and starts rubbing it. And Jesus, this is old.
You telling me? and I ain't no spring chicken myself. I mean, in the unlife terms, I am, but you know,
It's before she reads the title, Kage, you go and sit into the other car, and two, now three, completely silent characters sit with each other. Oscar simply looks at you, gives a nod, turns back, drives. Martin is sort of whispering some things under his breath, but doesn't speak. If you do not wish to speak, this car ride is just silence.
I'm just gonna point directions as we drive. Like,
Yep, no problem. Oscar simply nods, occasionally makes a slight grunt.
I message Kira and I just say, prepare for guests, make yourself scarce.
Mm.
If you can. Yeah, no. Prepare for guests, make yourself scarce. If you can, go to a friend's house, please.
Just get an okay, boss, with an exclamation mark, as you all drive off. And Seraphina flicks through this in a very stereotypical Halloween, almost, witch outfit. She seems to take something out of her pocket. It's like a black rock that seems to be half broken and shattered at the bottom, which she sort of fiddles with subconsciously as she looks at the book. And she says, yes, very interesting. It's the exerts, obsess demonio, an exorcism of the people possessed by Satan.
Huh. Mean anything to you?
It seems to be a ritual book of exorcisms.
Oh. And how does one exercise?
You'd have to read this in Latin. Do you speak Latin?
No, that's why I... Thank you. And I go to grab the book.
She hands it back to you. And as you drive back with this Tremere, probably not quite what we were expecting, is where we're going to wrap up tonight's Hallstatt by Night session as we meet the thief, the scholar, and the commander. Yay! Well done, everybody.
Seraphina gonna die. My first thought when you...
Don't make me kill her! I love her so
You stay in the car, I will do it all. No, it's fine. My first thought was, oh fuck, we're gonna have to deliver this thing. But then when you're like, oh, Seraphina, I'm like, that's still one body. We can feed it that one body.
Oh, no.
Oh no, we're gonna die. You're gonna make it kill me too.
Oh dear. Well, we'll see how we deal with this situation next week. Catch us
gonna
next
be
week.
messy.
Yeah, it's
Very
gonna be
messy.
messy. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be exciting. Let's reintroduce this wonderful cast of people and their characters, and tell us where we can find you online as well. I would love that. Starting with Mr. Matthew Deacon.
Hello, I am Chris, aka the Unemployed Writer, and I've been playing Matthew Deacon this session. And I think for the first time this session, he's starting to show his true colors, lying to the coterie and subverting them to get his own ways. But you can catch me on Unemployed Writer on Twitch and Roleplay Nights, ROLEPLAYE. NIGHTS, and tomorrow on Roleplay Nights, well, I'll leave Nova to plug that, but you'll also catch me tomorrow on Aaron Music Productions and on Twitch, and that's where I'll be running Anarchs of Chicago Session 10. It's going to be at a new start time, which is 6 p.m. New Zealand time, which might be different because of daylight saving shenanigans. Just keep an eye on Aaron Music Productions. You'll see it there.
I'm Jonno, aka Baker's Dozen. I have been your La Sombra of the night. I am full of anticipation and excited to see what happens next session. It's gonna be we're in for a treat.
Hi, I'm Nova. I played knives for you today, and I just want to save the Tremere. You can find me tomorrow at 3 o'clock playing Bloodlines Terribly at Roleplay Nights. Thank you.
Fantastic. And I'm Ethan, the storyteller of this wonderful group that's constantly challenging me in so many ways. It's fantastic. Catch us next week, Same time tomorrow, I'll be streaming for a little bit before I jump over to Roleplay Nights and give them a watch. So join me there tomorrow. It'll be fantastic. Anyway, that's been Hallstatt by Night, Session 5, Thief, Scholar, and Commander. Join us next week, same time, for more vampire shenanigans in Hallstatt by Night, where we slowly uncover this mystery. We will see you next time. Have a wonderful time.
Hey.